Hi, this is Basil Green, and once again, like in times past, I would like to welcome you to another talk from me. And today, I'm going to be focusing on a different topic. I usually speak uh, on different topics, some on the spiritual level. I do some preaching and teaching and just share revelation and dreams and visions or things that I had received from the Lord Jesus Christ. But today I'm going to be talking about a particular challenge that we are facing here in South Africa, and that is high unemployment and low level of competitiveness. Now, today's talk, I have given it the title, Laziness is not the solution to South Africa's high unemployment rate and low level of competitiveness. Now, there is a problem in our nation where we are facing a high unemployment rate. It's currently sitting at 30.1%, according to Labor, the Department of Labor's stats. And let me just read what else is also happening in our nation. Currently, the youth is age 15 to 34. There's 20.4 million youth that were aged in this population, and then 63.3% of the total number of these youth, of these unemployed or youth. So you just think of the number, it's very, very high. 43.2% are unemployed within the youth, and then 59.0% are unemployed amongst those that are aged 15 to 24 years old. Now, let me just give you the graduates stats. 33.1% of graduates in this age group, the youth, are unemployed, compared to 24.6% in the fourth quarter of 2019. Now, this is the labor laws stats. I could only see quarter one stats. Now we just finished quarter two, and I went onto the trading economics website, and I've got the stats. It's still sitting at 30.1%, the national unemployment rate. So I'm going to use these stats for now. So these are not good stats for us as a nation. Now, why did I decide to just speak about this topic? You find that we are in a situation where it seems like the bar is being raised, but it's actually a sign of laziness in us as a people. Why am I saying? I'm not saying it to condemn. I'm just trying to highlight something that is a very huge problem, not only in South Africa, but in many other nations, especially since the pandemic hit the world. Now, let me point this out to you. We have programs in our country. Number one, the graduate program, where they're getting employment. It's not permanent employment. Some do get given permanent employment. However, companies are exploiting this in a way because it benefits them. They get people that are coming in, they work, the government gives them the stipend, that is those who are part of the graduate program, and then afterwards you find that they also get some kind of incentive for bringing these people in to their companies. And these guys, they get their experience. Then what ends up happening, more get put into the system. The last I checked now, I don't know the actual number, but it says that 33.1% of graduates are unemployed. So this is a very high number. The last I checked, that was around 2015 or 2016. There was over 600,000 graduates unemployed. So we don't know the actual number right now. When I do get those stats, I will be able to translate it to you and give you those stats probably in a different talk, because this is a continuous talk. I did do a talk about the level of competitiveness amongst our people in South Africa. We have dropped from 56th place. Now we have been dropping since 2007. From the best we've had is, I think it's number 39 or 37, if I'm not mistaken. Now we are currently at 59th place. We dropped from 56th place. We are currently 4 places away from the last place, which is number 63. So there are 63 countries with emerging markets, and South Africa is number 59. So the situation is not good. Our competitiveness is not very high. It shows that we are not being productive on the level that we are supposed to be at. Why? Because I believe we got great minds in South Africa. South Africa has good things going for itself. In fact, it's supposed to have good things going on. Why? Because of the resources that we have at our disposal. Now, listen, here is a thing. Look at this situation. I was just pondering on something. There is this graduate program, and then from each tertiary institution, those also who are going into, maybe they come out of TVET colleges with their N6, they go and work for about a year or two, and then they come out with a diploma. Why am I pointing this out? Because I'm in the training industry. I've got my trainer. Now, in that particular field, you will find that some of the jobs I had been applying for since around 2017 or so, this is most of the companies. They want a degree or a diploma, and you must have minimum 2 years experience. Some are even saying 3 years experience. Thereafterwards, you must still have your trainer, your assessor, and your moderator credentials. So how is that gonna help all of us? Now, there are people that have studied to have degrees. There are people that have experience in a particular field. Now, they're also saying that in order for you to get that job, let's just say, I made an example, it's in the call center industry. You are getting all of this, and then you are part of the call center industry, and then you apply for this job. What ends up happening? You have to have scope in that particular field. So if you're training, applying for a call center trainer job, you must have experience within the call center industry. Now, let me just make an example. Now, you coming out of a graduate program, you spend 2 years there, gaining your experience. You've got your 2 years. You've got your degree. You still have to get your trainer certificate. You must still get your assessor certificate, and you must also get your moderator certificate in order to get a trainer's job. Now, before that, it was spread out. There were people that were going into jobs because they studied for 4 years and they got their degrees. There are people that go into particular jobs. Then there are people who study to be trainers. They do their short courses because they love the training industry. They've spent some time in a particular field, and now they are ready to go and do the work. Now that was when there were more opportunities. Now jobs are not being created. There's high graduate unemployment, and then there is the unemployment rates also. Besides the graduates that are unemployed, people that have spent 3 years, 4 years spending money and their time trying to get these qualifications, and they cannot find a job. So what ends up happening? I believe the government is using this as a way to deal with the situation where they're saying they've provided jobs. Now they can put on their stats that they've helped so many youth get jobs. They've helped them get experience. Some of them, maybe they're getting full-time jobs. Maybe some of them through their learnership programs, you get 6 months, some are 1 year. I don't know if there's those that are 2 years, but you go through the learnership program, you finish, and then most of these people don't have jobs. They go back and they're sitting at home. What ends up happening? There's still high unemployment, but it seems like we are being productive because there is something being done. However, there is nothing much that is being done. We are not producing the results that we are looking for. Now, the government is using taxpayers' money for these programs. I know there is the YES program, the Youth Employment Service. I believe the government is involved in assisting. There's also corporates that are involved in assisting. Yes, they're working together. Now, if a company decides not to comply with these rules, they're probably not going to be able to get involved or given this stuff. Let me just look at it like this. Now, I don't want to be too negative about the situation. Why? Because there is a solution. But before that, I have to paint the picture that I am seeing, and this is the situation. Let's look at it like this. Graduates are getting jobs. They're getting paid. What about those who are being left out now? You have your experience. You're capable of doing the work. And maybe you're not in the trading industry, you're in a different industry. I was just responding to a post yesterday, and it actually drove me to speak. It was from an engineer. Now, I saw on his thing after I commented that he is in the UK. So it's not a South African problem. It is also an international problem. He was complaining that they are looking for degrees, experience in the field, where he's saying that for his job, for welding and inspection, you do not need all of that, because they spent a lot of money to do the courses in order to become a welder or a welding inspector. So here's the situation. These people are coming in, they're getting jobs. But in order for others, now they're trying to get the graduates jobs. They got the graduate program, they're giving them the experience, and then now they've got the experience. Now they can fulfill the requirements that they need for them to get the experience. Now they're getting in to this particular kind of jobs that are available in these different fields. And what ends up happening? Others are shunned out. Maybe that person, older person, has been there for many years. They lose their job, or they no longer are hired. And most of these welding and inspection jobs, they are shut down jobs. But that's not the case in other industries. Probably, I don't know how the people are strategizing in order to get these graduates in. But as you do a little bit of searching, as you do a little bit of deep looking, you will be able to see that this thing is not going to work. It's actually going to create more problems. It's not going to sort out the problem. Why? Even if you decide, okay, I'm going to spend another 4 years going and get a degree so that I can compete with that other person that's also got a degree. What ends up happening if we all got degrees in South Africa? There's still going to be a lot of jobs. So jobs need to be created. Jobs need to be created. We need entrepreneurs to be produced. People need to start businesses so that more people can get hired. Then all of these different rules will not be put in place. I believe it's laziness to try and create jobs, laziness to create an environment for entrepreneurs to thrive so that jobs can be created. The government can kind of control companies. Why? Because they've got a carrot in their hand, and if the companies do not comply, they can just pull out a stick. Yes, I am saying that. Why? Because with all of these graduate programs and this YES program and all of these things, the companies are also benefiting because they kind of getting a sort of free labor in a way. Yes, they are. They are kind of getting free labor. Why? Because these graduates or from these programs or learnerships or whatever it is that the government is trying to remedy the problem, especially amongst the youth, because the unemployment rate is very, very high. You've heard the stats. The youth make 63.3% of the current people that are unemployed. And in the youth, the unemployment rate is 43.2%. So that is very, very high. 43.2% of 20.4 million people. That's over probably close to 10 million. I'm just thinking off the cuff now. It's almost 50%. It's almost 10 million people. So the numbers are high. We need to sort this problem out, and I believe we are not raising the bar by creating all of these rules. Let us sit down and start creating businesses. Why? Because if we are creating one problem on one side to include there's 33.1% of graduates that are unemployed, so that they can get a job, and then we are sorting out the youth. Definitely not all the youth are going to get a job. Definitely not all the graduates are going to get a job, and definitely somebody has to move out the way in order to make way for these other people. That's I feel there's a fight for those that have long experience, high experience. Then you find those in the baby boomer. I made a statement. I've also created a content on this for the baby boomers. I feel that it's not fair for the graduates just to come in and just take leadership positions. Then there's a fight because they have to move out. Companies will just say, no, you're getting old. You have to make room for younger people. And then those in the Generation X's, they also have to make way in some kind of way for these other people. Maybe they'll train them. And then afterwards, they will be shifted out of the way. So you see, they're just creating problems, not sorting out the problem. This is what I'm seeing. And I could be wrong, but I'm going to speak my observation and just leave it there for you to just sit down and analyze the situation properly and see where we need to fix things. I believe jobs have to be created. These rules and this kind of thing that we are saying we are raising the bar is not showing any improvements in our nation. Our competitiveness or our productivity has dropped. We are not competing on the level that we are supposed to be competing for emerging economies. How are we doing against other economies then? South Africa, I believe we have great potential to become a dominating force in the world, and we can do it. But this laziness needs to stop. Why? Because we are not doing things the way that it's supposed to be done. Why am I saying this? Let me just highlight this here to you. If people are not working, their earning potential is low. No, their buying power is low. I'm not an economist. I'm just a person that's learning. But from the research I've done, when a person is not working, it affects their ability to buy, to purchase. I know education also increases your earning potential. But what is the use? Now, people are not going to get excited to go and study. Why? Because they're going to see, hey, you know what? Even if I go and do this course for 20 or 30,000 rand, they still not going to give me a job. Then people are not going to go and educate themselves. Because they're going to come up with rules for a field where you don't necessarily need a college degree. You don't need this kind of education to do this work, because they have been doing the work in the past. Why has to change? Now, let me tell you something. When people are not working, they can't buy. Who gets affected? This is the businesses as customers. Now, the companies need to find a way to help other people to grow and to become entrepreneurs. Why? Because this is the answer to unemployment. Jobs will be created when people are making money in the economy. Now, when businesses are growing, when businesses are created, employment gets created that way. The government is the highest employer in South Africa, apparently. So, and they are the ones that are constantly creating jobs. But you can't employ everyone in South Africa, Mr. Government. Uncle Cyril, you are our Uncle Sam. I was just thinking, America got Uncle Sam, we got Uncle Cyril. But it's not to speak negatively to you or to any person that is in government. You cannot create all of the jobs. So make room for entrepreneurs. Invest a lot in this area. Stop creating rules. Now you're going to say you never create the rules. Why? Because we didn't see you sitting down with businesses and strategizing that this is how we're going to do things. We didn't see y'all sending out people into different sectors of society to implement this plan. But we can see what is going on. This is not going to help anybody. It's not going to sort out the situation. We need to create jobs. And we need to incentivize everybody for the learning that they have put in. Not only the graduates. Yes, they have a place. Let us give them jobs. They have a place. And I'm not against people graduating from university. I want to do it also in time. I've got only a trainer certificate. I've got a call center certificate in QF level 2. But I'm still striving to go and learn more. But it doesn't mean that others must be left out of the economy. Everybody needs to earn money. Everyone needs to get a job. Everybody needs to be able to buy and put food on the table. So these rules are not going to help us. Let us create a strategy for the graduates. Let us create a strategy for everybody else, so that everybody else can be included in the economy. And then businesses will thrive. People will start to make money. They will be able to buy houses, not only rent. Some will rent. Some will buy houses. Some will invest. Some will create businesses, side hustles. They'll do stuff because they have things at money at their disposal, and the economy is going to thrive. There will be enough for everybody to eat. The pie will get so scrumptious. We won't have to fight for this little market share if we are business people, and we won't have to fight for this. But maybe you have 800 people applying for one job. Probably the numbers have even grown now, and we're saying we've been competitive and we are raising the bar. We are not doing anything. We are being lazy. That's the truth. We are being lazy. We are lazy to create jobs. We are lazy to help businesses create jobs because our governments and the people, even in business, are corrupt. They're making money, they're using taxpayers' money, and they're just going to increase taxes and take more money from the taxpayer and take money from places where money is being invested or being saved for a rainy day. And people are just looting. Then we're going to have no money, no jobs, economy is going to crash. We're going to become like Zimbabwe. Now, I'm going to repeat, I'm not an economist, but I'm just speaking from an objective place. Seeing things are going bad, things are going to crash if we don't open up our eyes and start to do work. Let us work properly. Let us not say this is what I did. So many jobs were created, yet we are recycling people, and we are not giving people permanent jobs. People are working for a short period of time and then they're going and sit at home. They're getting work experience for jobs that are not being created. Let us create jobs so that everybody, no matter where you are currently at your educational level, you will be able to get a job and you will be able to put food on your table. And you will be able to clothe yourself. You will be able to do the things that you want to do. Everybody needs to eat from this economy. If you are living in South Africa, you must be able to flourish where you are living. That is, and I'm going to say the American dream, but I'm not promoting the American dream because I am a South African. We in South Africa must have a dream as well, and we must put in the work. Every single individual here in South Africa, we must create a culture of hard work, but not only hard work but strategic thinking. Now, many of these people are thinking that they're being strategic in what they are doing, but I see the strategy is flawed, and I'm not speaking to just diss anybody. The strategy needs to change so that every single person must benefit from us. Now, that's why we have all of these problems. We have people stealing ideas, money is getting stolen. Why? Because I think maybe the psychology is, hey, things are already bad. Let me protect myself. Let me do what I can do for myself. Why? Because they can see it's going to take a lot of work. The problem is bad. It's going to take a lot of work. But those who are seeing the problem, they're seeing, hey, the ship is sinking. Let me save myself. Let me create my own lifeboat, and then let me jump over. And even the captain of the ship doesn't want to sink with the ship. He wants to protect himself as well. And I'm speaking with the utmost respect I have. I wouldn't be speaking like this if I didn't have an expectation for our presidents and our leaders and those in our country. I have the utmost respect for you, and that's why I'm speaking like this. Because the respect I have inside of me is not being exemplified or being shown. And I don't want to use words in the wrong context, but what I see in you is not being shown in your actions. I see a lot in our nation. Our nation has great potential. They are educated people here. People are educated. They got degrees and doctorates, and hey, you think about all of that. and they're flaunting it, and the people are winning awards, and they're doing stuff. We're seeing all of this happening on TV. They're excelling. But when we are competing with other people, we come at 59. Emerging markets, we come at number 59. How are we doing with those markets that are well established? We come in number 59 out of 63. That is not good. We need to check up things now. Hey, we are not fourth from last place. We are not. I refuse to be fourth from last place. Come on, guys, let's do something. Now, if you're not from South Africa and you're facing a similar situation, you can use some of these suggestions. These are just suggestions because I do not have all the answers. If I have to claim that, then I will be lying to you. There are other people that have a piece of the puzzle. I'm just giving these suggestions so that we can move from where we are to where we need to be and where we desire to be. We don't need to be struggling like this in South Africa, and the economies of the world don't need. There's high unemployment in many countries, and youth unemployment is high. And I just get a sense that the same problem that we are having in South Africa is going to be perpetuated in other countries that our leaders have relationships with these people in other countries. And you're going to find that the same negative cycle is going to be repeated. Let us study. I'm not against education, but not everybody wants a college degree. Not everyone wants a diploma. So there's people that are skilled in a different way, and we're not going to tell them that your intelligence, your genius is not needed in our country. Let us not do that because we are lazy and we cannot come up with ideas to actually change our economy and create businesses that are going to create jobs. So I want you to hear me out, and I hope that what I am speaking is not get taken in a negative light. But this is something that we need to take and do something productive this time. Change our ways. Let us not get a sense of productivity. You see, I call it perceived productivity. We're giving a perception that we are productive because we are busy doing things, but we are not doing anything. We are not moving. We are digressing. Digressive leadership. Now, this is not a kind of leadership. I'm just saying that we are digressing. We are not improving. We are not going forward. We are going backwards. We are not growing as an economy. Yes, amongst the emerging economies, we haven't grown. Let us do something. I'm not saying this here to speak bad about our leaders. I'm speaking because there is an expectation, because remember, we are a country that overcame apartheid. We are a country that was able to come together and create what we call the Rainbow Nation. There's a lot of work to do, ANC, and all those, because not only people in the ANC were part of the liberation struggle. I've met people that were part of the struggle that are not part of the ANC. And they were not part of the ANC. Some are just normal people with no affiliation to any political party. So we've done something. You all have raised the bar for us. You have shown us that big challenges can be overcome. Now we've seen you all doing it. Now we are seeing you all giving up, basically. You all are giving up. You all are taking the easy route. You all are allowing yourselves to become lazy. All these years of hard work are going to waste. We've been encouraged, we've been inspired by y'all. Why are y'all doing this? Excuse my tone. I know some of you are going to say I'm being disrespectful, but I cannot express it in any other way. I've sensed that I have to do it this way. But now we need to change things. Change needs to happen. And you can't do it. Why? Because you've done it before. Everybody came together. Everybody worked together to slay the giants of apartheid. Well, the system hasn't been removed yet completely. That is another topic for another day. But let me just say this. Laziness is not the solution to South Africa's high unemployment rates and low level of competitiveness. Let us sit and let us allow ourselves to come up with strategies. Now, I am a motivational speaker. I'm a life coach. I have my own ideas. So I want to get paid for it. I don't only want to do free content. So I need you also to go and test this thing out and see. And hire me. Call me. Come and work. I also want to work. I am willing to go and work. You know, I've been sending out messages. I want to work, even if it's permanent employment somewhere else, while I still grow my business ideas, do my ventures on the side. Permanent, freelance, whatever type of work, I want to work. People are saying, I believe also things are a little bit slow, but I'm saying, hey, slow movements is better than no movement. That's my motto. I wrote it down, I think it was last year in my room when I was still staying at my parents' home, or the year before, or last year. Had it there on the calendar. I never take the calendar down, even when I go home. I think the thing is still there. I last checked quite a while, but that message is still in me. That slow movements is better than no movement. So if we are moving slowly, at least we are moving. The moment we stop moving, we're going to die. So let us do things the right way this time. Let us do things the right way. Let us not be lazy. Let us put in the work that is required, and let us think. I'm not against coming up with easier ways to get more work done and to be more productive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a person that just thinks, hey, we have to work 20 hours in order to get work done or spend many years in one place. No. That is not the answer. And I'm saying that because there are people that are feeling, you can't just come into the workplace and spend 2 years or 3 years and then start leading, or just come in with leadership. We don't know people's leadership ability. We don't know the things that they have developed before they've come in to the workplace. I did do that. I did a talk on that. I explained that in South Africa, things were different. People were left out of many opportunities. Information was kept away from certain people. So it was going to take you longer to get from your position to another position, to maybe your management position or CEO position. It was going to take you longer in South Africa. Now things are changed. We have access to information. So it accelerates things for you and I. Let us celebrate that and let us reinvent ourselves. Let us do something that is going to cause us to ride this wave. We've heard a term that it's a VUCA environment. This is a military term, I believe. Where it's volatile, it's uncertain, it's complex and ambiguous. So we don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. We need to be able to adapt. We need to be proactive. We need to know what to do when the situation arises. We need to be developed in our personal leadership and in our collective leadership. So all of those things are necessary for now, and we are hoping that we are going to do what is required. Let us not give a perception that we are doing something when we are not doing much. We are actually losing ground and we are not gaining anything. But as long as we are moving, we can see the movement is in which direction. We've moved from 56 to 59. We haven't reached number 63. There's still time. So we need to move from 63 up the ranks and out of the 63 into the established economies. There's a lot of work to do. We're not necessarily in emerging markets. We must move into a different rank. But now maybe I'm speaking for a lack of knowledge in this area. Economics, I still need to learn more. I did it in school as a subject. I've been reading a little here and there. I still need to improve. But for the economists, you can come up with some ideas. I'm talking from my own place where I know this is the area I wanna work in, and most people will feel I'm not the one to do this here. Why? Because I don't have the degrees or something. But listen to the stuff, implement it. I've come up with ideas. They have been stolen. Yes, they have. I've decided to walk away from that because it's no use going and fight for something that is already gone. These people have power. These people know how to duck and dive and run away from taking responsibility. So I'm not going to try and focus on something that is not going to give me any progress. I'm going to focus on something else. At the end of the day, I also believe that you reap what you sow. There's the law that we some people believe it's karma. Some people believe it's the law of the farm, whatever you call it. But I believe in the scriptures that God cannot be mocked. You will reap what you sow. Whatever you put in, you are going to gain a harvest from that. And it's showing in our country that we haven't been sowing the right seeds. Why? Because we are not harvesting a high level of productivity, a high level of competitiveness. We are sowing seeds that are making us digress. We're moving backwards instead of forward. But I remember I said at least we are moving. We can see which way we are moving. Now we need to change our direction. And certain places there's slow movements, certain places there's an acceleration. Let us celebrate our victories and let us work on the things that need to be worked on. Let us not create strategies and rules that are showing that we're being lazy. There's a little bit of a long talk. Why? Because we have to speak about these things. We have to have crucial moments where we need to sit down and talk about the things that are difficult to talk about. Why? Because we love each other and we love our nation. Let us sit down and talk about things that are difficult to talk about in this season and in this time before things get out of hand. Let us have crucial conversations, not crucial moments, crucial conversations with each other. Let us sit down and say, this area needs to be sorted out. Why aren't you sorting it out? And this area, we need to do these things and let us do it. We are not perfect people. We understand that we are human beings. We are going to make mistakes. We can give a little bit of compassion in those areas, give a little bit of grace. However, that grace is not for us to continue doing what we are doing, but to improve and to work at making a difference in our nation and wherever we are. Now, I don't want to talk too much long. I've spoken more than I've decided I was going to speak, but you get the heart of what I'm saying, and I hope that this is going to bless you and cause each and every one of us to put in some work. Remember, my name is Basil Green. I am a motivational speaker. I am an entrepreneur. I am a life coach. Yes, I am a trainer too. I am an author, and I am a child of God, a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ. And I am a South African, and I am a citizen of this world. So I love people, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I love to see things change. I want to make a difference where I can make a difference. Yes, I must start at 1% at a time, and the effects will be seen the more I put in the work. And this is the same applies to all of us. A journey of 1,000 miles is taken one step at a time. Let us walk this journey together, and let us make a difference where we are. Thank you for listening to me. Remember, share with somebody that will benefit from this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep following me on social media. Put alerts so that you can get a notification when I create one of these videos, content. I've also got a podcast. You'll get in the description. You will see different links to different places where you can consume my content. Thank you for listening to me, and goodbye until next time. Goodbye.